26 parties across India joined together today at Bangalore to form an alliance against the BJP government in 2024. To discuss the political importance of this meeting, we have here with us today Com Yechury, who is the General Secretary of Communist Party of India, Marxist. So, sir, let's start with the meeting that happened today.
Yeah.
According to you, what's the biggest political importance of this meeting?
Well, the biggest political importance is the fact that 26 parties have expressed their intention to cooperate in order to ensure that the BJP is separated from holding the reins of government and state power. That is an important development because the realization of the need that the BJP is mounting an all-around attack on the character of the Indian Republic, the secular democratic character of the Indian Republic and the constitutional order. From that, the country and the people have to be saved.
So after the meeting, one of the most interesting thing is the name that has been given to this alliance, which is standing as Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, or I.N.D.I.A.
Yeah.
What's the story behind this particular peculiar name?
You see, the entire course of the discussion was that we need to save India today, as we know. And to save India today, I said, in fact, my suggestion, I said, we are for India. We for India. I said that should be the slogan. Then the suggestion came up. Mr. Rahul Gandhi said, then why don't we expand India? Then they said, what does I stand for? What does I stand for? Like that, through discussion. The name finally came up. But the whole the thought behind the entire thing was that India needs to be saved today from this assault that is being mounted by the Modi government.
So, when it comes to this alliance, don't you think that this alliance should be based upon economic and welfare issues related to everyday livelihood issues around the people?
You see, it's actually not an alliance. In that sense, it is actually coming together of these parties. They desire to expressing that they will cooperate to achieve this objective. Alliance will have to be worked out on the basis of a concrete program. Now, that isn't something that will be, say, subsequent affair. If necessary, there were suggestions that there should be a common minimum program. That we also disagreed and we ruled it out, saying that a common minimum program can come only when you have the authority to implement it. Now you can actually list out a common agenda, what needs to be done. That was done. The statement has been prepared, whereby you are talking of the manner in which this gross interference in the rights of the state governments, the manner in which the constitutional pillars are being assaulted. That is, secular democracy, economic sovereignty, social justice, and federalism. On all these orders. So, in order to protect India, it's necessary that these forces who are mounting these attacks, and the communal polarization, and the targeting of the minority communities, when all these issues were flagged, there's a statement that is there, that lists out some of these issues which are of immediate concern.
So, when it comes to forming this agenda, where do you see the role of the left and especially CPI?
The role of the left lies precisely in bringing the people's issues to the center stage. In fact, it was our intervention that brought the entire question of unemployment, price rise, the living conditions of the people, the farmers' issues, the working class and the workers' issues. So all those issues were also enumerated in a paragraph important, saying that we all stand for creating a better life for the Indian people.
Okay, coming to the farmers' agitations. In the recent past, we have seen a lot of agitations from different sections of the people, including farmers, workers, students, etc. So, do you think those protests will have a huge impact in forming the agenda and, if possible, in the later, forming the minimum program?
Surely. We'll insist on it. And many of the unfinished issues that Modi had promised the farmers but has not implemented them, like the MSP. These issues definitely they'll figure and will figure prominently.
One criticism that is coming up now is that, especially from the left or towards the left, is that in the past many of these parties which are part of this meeting today have taken completely opposite viewpoint, and even in the present state governments also they are implementing completely opposite viewpoints of the left when it comes to economic and welfare agenda. And there are even criticisms that the neoliberal policies of the UPA too, which enabled a kind of winnability situation for the NDA in 2014. So, do you think a common program with various kinds of political parties, especially from a left point of view, is possible?
Well, let us see at that point of time which are the forces that will come into the government, which are the forces that will be there. It all depends on that. So it's not an abstract issue, it's a very concrete issue. Which are the parties that will be there at that point of time? On that will depend what will be the character of the government minimum program. And that also will also depend on how much pressure you can put. What is your strength?
The individual strength.
Yes, the strength of the parties who are able to put the pressure. So that is something, when many of the things we got done, for example, under the UPA, all these rights, the right to information, the right to rural employment, the right to education, the right to food security, the Forest Rights Act. Many of these came because the left had 61 members of parliament. And without that support, the UP could not form the government. So we could pressurize them. So it all depends on the correlation of strengths at that point of time.
Coming to the other criticism that critics are also saying that on certain issues, there is no clarity or consensus among the parties, especially issues like Uniform Civil Code or 370 related to Kashmir.
Yeah, there will be many issues on which there won't be 100% agreement. So we just have to crystallize from out of this situation. What is your priority today? You see, the priority today, according to the CPIM and our party Congress political resolution, the priority today is the first and foremost task is to remove the BJP from power, separated from holding the reins of government. Otherwise, what they are trying to do is to transform the secular democratic republic into their fascistic Hindutva Rashtra. That is the metamorphosis. That is the metamorphosis they are seeking. The main agenda is to stop that from happening.
And the later issues will be resolved.
Later issues, and even then there will be many other issues of contention. We will fight. On all these issues from our point of view. So that nobody can stop us. That we will continue to do. But here the main priority is to ensure that BJP is separated from the government.
Was there any discussion on seat sharing or any common candidate against BJP?
The desire was there that everybody should together, have a single candidate against the BJP and things like that. But that won't work out. Everybody knows. In states like Kerala, it's directly between the Congress-led UDF and our LDF. And that is why the BJP doesn't get a single MLA also elected, because of that situation. In Bengal, it is going to be the Congress, along with the left, the Congress and the secular forces, ranged to defeat the BJP and the TMC. In some other places, there is complete agreement, like in Tamil Nadu. You have a friend of the DMK, you have the Vikas Agadi in Maharashtra, you have the Mahagathbandhan in Bihar. And in some places, it's very, very uncertain, like in Telangana, in Odisha, in Andhra Pradesh, what will happen. So what was decided today, and that is the correct approach we have been advocating, that seat sharing and the issues of electoral adjustments can only happen at the state level. So at the state level, now start this process.
So we can also expect a friendly competition, possibility of a friendly competition in states like Kerala, West Bengal, etc.
No, in states like Kerala and West Bengal, it won't only be friendly, it may be bitter. Like in Bengal today, the lives lost and the violence that has been unleashed by the TMC. That's why. So that will be resisted and that will be fought.
So when this meeting was happening, Prime Minister Modi made a statement that this is to protect the interest of the parivar, the family. And they have also called for a meeting of 38 parties in order to show that they have more numbers or political parties in their side. So what's your comment on that?
The first point is that the NDA has been resurrected. For 9 years, there was no NDA. They were totally arrogant that we got the majority. Now, the fact that they have been forced to resurrect the NDA is actually our victory.
So you
That they are on the back foot. You know, that they said that they have to show that they also have allies. Show whom? The people. And which are these allies? How many of these parties have any representation, anywhere elected representation? And the largest of these parties that are their allies are from the northeast. They have traditional allies like the Shiv Sena, like the Akali Dal. They've all left them. So the desperation to show that they are not alone is in fact, that is a victory for the opposition coming together. That
So you
is
consider this as an initial victory that
and absolutely. It is an initial victory, otherwise there was no need for them. I mean, till now they were so arrogant, saying that we have absolute majority, so nobody can touch us. That is the first one. The second one, as far as this dynastic politics, the Prime Minister must look inside the BJP itself. How many of their leaders and their children and their districts are actually being promoted and occupying various spaces? So, whatever be the dynastic politics, we have never been for any sort of a dynastic democracy. Our party has been very clear, but the question is what people will choose. That will ultimately have to be the final say.
So, one of the features we can observe in the present Indian politics is the unconstitutional use of power to destroy opposition parties. We have already seen in Maharashtra the way NCP as well as Shiv Sena has been destroyed by the use of power and other horse trading and things like that by the BJP government. And also the usage of Raj Bhavan as a local, BJP powerhouse in every opposition ruled state to torpedo the government. So, how exactly the opposition parties are trying to stop this process? Because even after winning elections, parties are finding it difficult to form the government, even it's difficult to govern the state.
That is the new dictum of democracy under the BJP, under Modi, is that whoever may win the election, I'll form the government. That is what they've done it in Goa, they've done it in Karnataka earlier, they've done it in Madhya Pradesh, now they're doing it in Maharashtra. Now, all this is happening because they have the control over state power and the government, the controlling the central agencies. So, what is critical is the control over government and state power. They'll have to be removed from that control if this sort of gross misuse has to be prevented. The ED and CBI, they have been totally politically weaponized. They're political weapons against the opposition parties, and they are being used unscrupulously in order to divide, split, jail, opponents, etc. So this is something, a very, very massive authoritarian attack on people's rights, apart from assaulting democracy totally. So this has been, noted and mentioned in this meeting also, saying that we'll have to resist this to the hilt.
Okay, again coming to the meeting, when we discuss about the use of ED, CBI, etc., the only ruling government of the left is in Kerala. But in Kerala, the opposition main party is Congress, and over the past years, we have seen that ED, CBI, etc., has been completely supported by the opposition in Kerala against the usage by central, against the state government. That kind of misunderstanding, how we will resolve?
Not just misunderstanding, that is clear-cut duplicity. That's what we tell our charge against the Congress is that. You are here all over the country, you talk about the weaponization of ED and CBI, and there you in fact want the CBI to investigate into the LDF government and our leaders. So this is your double standards. They are very difficult. outside of Kerala, they are in great difficulty to explain the position. But then this is something we'll have to continuously expose.
The same, almost similar thing happened in Delhi also. The way the Congress is taking up the issue between the government and the Lieutenant General.
I know. But now that they have, mercifully at this meeting they clarified, that's why Mr. Kejriwal was here to attend the meeting, that they will oppose the ordinance concerning Delhi government in the Rajya Sabha.
So coming to Karnataka, there is a talk going on that JDS is in discussion with BJP. Do you have any comment on that?
Well, I don't know, it's up to the JDS to decide. They were with the BJP earlier, then they came and they were with all of us later. And then again they're discussing with the BJP, the reports are to be believed. So, I mean, having been there once and done business there, I don't put it again, I mean, beyond them. But I don't know what is the actual reality. But they'll have to decide.
But JDS is also an ally in Kerala, the LDF government.
I know it is an ally, but they are very clear that unit of JDS in Kerala, I think is seriously considering whether they should continue. I mean, but the moment JDS in Karnataka goes with the BJP, I think that will not be sustainable in Kerala.
So, Conrad, one final question. There are a lot of parties which are not part of the meeting today, like BRS, YSR Congress, etc. Will they be called in the future meetings?
It's up to them. They were all BRS, the YCP, and Biju Janata Dal, BJD. They were all sounded out, but they all said that they'd rather not come and join. In fact, Mr. Nitish Kumar was given the job of contacting all of them. I mean, he volunteered, took it. And then at the Patna meeting, then he reported saying that he talked to them, but they preferred to remain where they are at the moment. So let's see. Hopefully, I mean, they'll also realize as the situation, elections draw closer, the need to ensure that the BJP is separated from government.
With that note, let's come to a conclusion of this interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.